Mark joins William and Amber on a campus visit to Upstate University, hoping to discover a new future for himself. Debbie makes her own disturbing discovery. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Justin. I love to watch movies, and I'm also loving Invincible. If you guys love Invincible too, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. This week's episode of Invincible, episode 6, is titled, You Look Kinda Dead. After a brutal end to episode 5 and Mark's fate being in jeopardy and him getting absolutely destroyed in a battle, wondering what's going to happen with Mark and relationships and his future as a superhero. What's interesting about Invincible, and I feel this a lot in this episode, is that some episodes feel like a filler episode. It's like the battle of the week kind of episode. Almost like it's a series that's going to run for 20 to 30 episodes. And it's the big bad villain of the week with a hint of a plot growing throughout the episode. That's what this episode essentially feels like to me. It's Mark, William, and Amber going on a trip to a university, and there they encounter a villain, and he has to save the day. It's one of those challenges of the week, a new villain that's introduced, and there's really nothing to it. But all of these moments, and even if it does feel like a filler episode, mean a lot to Mark and really progress him as a character. Since he is with his girlfriend and his best friend, he has to still hide his identity as Invincible, and he is challenged several times on this trip. Can he save the day? Also try to hide his identity as well. And that's what we see in a lot of big superhero movies, is these superheroes trying to hide their identity while also trying to juggle their life. We see that a lot in like Spider-Man, and I see that a lot within the show, is that Mark is struggling, that he wants to tell people, but he also wants to keep his identity a secret because he knows that if that gets out, that could affect relationships and put people in harm's way as well. And so so all these new elements for every single episode are being thrown at Mark, and all these different challenges. He has to think about the bigger aspect about being a superhero. It's just not flying around and defeating bad people. There's much more to it, and that's what we get within this episode. Even though it does feel like a filler episode to the overall series, it still is moving the character forward, and I absolutely love that. Animation, once again, works for this one. It's another bloody episode involving the villain and trying to control humans. It's really entertaining. But throughout the episode, we also get the moments that has been building throughout the series so far with Omni-Man and him against while Mark is off on this college trip, discovering what he wants to do with his future. Does he want to go to the university? Does he want to continue being invincible? He's trying to be a teenager and look at his career as well, while also trying to figure out, do I want to continue doing this? Can I balance both? And this episode is still trying to hint at those moments from Omni-Man, and also trying to move it forward as well, and giving you hints at what you're going to get for the next episode. You feel like things are starting to brew with some of these stories we did get from the first episode. This season teases you a lot. It gives you a lot of those smaller moments that feel like they could be really big at the end of the episode. You see them all kind of brewing throughout, and then when you get them at the end of the episode, you're all aware of what is happening. It's going to be absolutely epic. I can't wait to see what they do with the last couple episodes, because we do see that plot that's growing throughout, and it's going to be really impactful at the end. But this episode, I do feel like it's a filler episode. It's a challenge villain of the week for Mark, but it is moving the character forward and giving him things to really think about, and you really care for the character, and you watching him struggle, and you're watching him trying to juggle all of these moments in his life. And that what makes this such a typical superhero almost cliche at times, but I absolutely love it because I love superhero origin stories and watching characters being challenged. Like Mark Grayson isn't like Tony Stark, where everybody knows that Iron Man is Tony Stark. Like I said this before, but I really would love to read the comic book and see how it's inspired by other superhero comic books as well. So this series, I absolutely love it. The series is getting better and better, and each episode offers something new for the plot that's brewing throughout, and also Mark as well, as he's struggling to balance the superhero life as well as the relationships. And we see that reach a point that could be easily fixed, but it also would mean that Mark would have to reveal certain things. He has to choose certain things in the episode, and we're going to see that play out a lot in the upcoming episodes. So episode 6 of Invincible, I absolutely loved it. It was brutal. The villain is pretty cool too, and seeing other people be affected by this villain that Mark does know personally. The plot is brewing, it's growing. We're going to get something really epic for the last couple episodes. I'm going to go ahead and give the 6th episode of Invincible a B+. Thank you guys for checking my review for Invincible episode 6. You look kind of dead. What'd you think about this episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you looking forward to the next couple episodes? My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.